Hey, welcome back to New Day. You know, there is no doubt that time takes a toll on our bodies. And for women, pregnancies, loss of hormones, it can all be extra hard. But for far too long, social norms have kept women from talking about our health and aging. Dr. Tiana Tsitsis from RejuvenationMD believes non-surgical options can solve some of our most common issues.
Well, as we age, we have three things that happen. We have loss of lubrication, we have leakage, and we have laxity. So those three things happen because we lose our estrogen, and estrogen is huge for keeping us all not lax, not leaking, and well lubricated. So as we age, things get thin, and we can see that happen on our face, we can see it happen on our neck, and it happens in our vaginal area as well, and our pelvic floor. And things like childbirth and menopause. We know that there's a lot of side effects with childbirth and menopause, many that are great, and then these other things that are annoyances and can really impact our quality of life, like stress urinary incontinence.
Yeah, okay, so incontinence, that's a real issue that many of my friends have, many ladies who have had babies, even as we get older, even if they haven't had babies. So what are some non-surgical ways we can treat that?
Well, if we think about what our grandmas did, there's always Kegel exercises, there's pessaries and things like that. Those work so well, not so much. And that's why we have nowadays lasers and platelet-rich plasma that we can use to actually strengthen our pelvic floor, lift the bladder up, and reposition our urethra. So there's a lot of things now. Modern medicine has allowed us to enjoy not having stress urinary incontinence anymore.
And you can do these things without going under the knife, right?
Oh, yes, exactly. Yes, you don't have to undergo the knife. You don't have to take any time off. You don't have to worry about any kind of anesthesia or complications like perforation. And many times, even when people do sling surgeries and things like that, a third of the time, people need to redo them. So there's a lot of risks involved, and there's no risks with doing the non-surgical things.
So Dr. T, how does the Diva and O-Shot work?
So I have a very fancy diagram, and I am going to show you exactly how it works. So let's see. So here's our bladder.
Yeah.
Here's our urethra, and then here's the vagina.
Okay.
So what happens is over time, we lose this 90-degree angle right here. And that's how we get stress incontinence, because normally when you're born, you have this 90-degree angle and pee can't leak.
Yeah.
But now with gravity, this pulls down and now we can leak because we lose this angle. Okay. So the way Diva works is Diva goes into the vagina and it makes thousands of channels, which strengthens this wall and makes it a thicker vaginal wall. So when you do that, it pushes the urethra back up, and it gives us this 90-degree angle again. It also pushes the bladder up, so everything is higher, which we like. We like higher.
Yes.
So it pushes the bladder up, pushes the urethra up, restores this 90-degree angle, and that helps with the stress incontinence. And that's just from the Diva. Now, we also do the O-Shot, which we draw your blood, spin it down, and we take the platelets and we inject on the outside of the urethra. So we're strengthening the pelvic floor on the outside. So you're making more pelvic floor muscle cells, which strengthens the pelvic floor, which helps with leakage. So
I love the diagram. This is so helpful.
I know it's very rudimentary, but it makes the point as to how these work together.
And it's all going to make you just as happy as what's on the outside, especially like you said, that women were noticing how much their lives have changed. Can I ask you, you have been on the front lines in the medical field for many years. What do you think in the past, societal norms have kept women silent about these issues? Do you think that's changing? I'm glad.
Absolutely. People are talking about it more and more. You can see even Google searches. People are kind of talking about it at home, by doing their Google searches. I think it was over 53 million Google searches for just vaginal rejuvenation. But there's something like over 25 million women suffer with stress urinary incontinence. And we are talking about it now. With social media and things, now I always see like, hey, I've got this issue. Does anybody have, a recommendation for it? And I think we're just getting more and more comfortable talking about these other things that we used to not. I mean, I'm comfortable talking about it. I always bring it up.
So why choose Rejuvenation MD? Why is it that this is the place to go?
Well, we were actually the very first people in the whole state of Washington to bring on Diva. And we have been doing the most amount of Diva in our surrounding 5 states. So we do a lot of Diva. We also have 5 female providers that do this procedure. So it's very comfortable.
So this really is an important issue to be talking about, and Rejuvenation MD has a special offer for New Day viewers, 15% off the Diva and O-Shot package before March 31st. You can go to the website on your screen. But coming up, when talking about equity, we cannot forget about accessibility and the disabled community. Up next, we're learning about a workshop helping to educate and create new ideas. We'll be right back.
This portion of New Day Northwest is sponsored by Rejuvenation MD.